Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be discussing politics, so if that's not your cup of tea, I totally get it. Now, there's three things that you guys can do for me. That's like, subscribe, most importantly, please share my content. Now, today, I want to discuss the inevitable dominance of Donald Trump in this election coming up in 2020. Now, there are quite a few reasons as to why this is the case. And I'm going to start off by giving a shout out to the gentleman that I ran into yesterday at the local Big Y in Western Massachusetts. I'm walking by, I turn off to my right, and here's a group of guys all wearing Make America Great Again hats, drinking their coffee, shooting the shit. And you know what? It was a great sight to see. And the fact that I'm seeing this in liberal-ass Massachusetts is making me very heartened about what is going to happen in 2020. Now, why am I so sure? I'm so sure because historically it is impossible for Trump to win this election just based on everything that we've seen in the polls that have been done. His approval rating alone is hovering right around 50%. Now, what does that mean in the grand scheme of things? Well, you have to take into account that Obama, who did absolutely nothing he promised he was going to do, got reelected for his second term with a mere 42% approval rating. Okay? Now, Trump's being at 50 to 52% hands down means that he's going to win this election just based on historical data. Now, you also have to realize his approval rating within the Republican Party is 95%. Now, there's been polls that have been taken and done and studies that say that this is the highest rating of any president ever, including Abraham Lincoln for the Republican Party. What does that say? That says that Donald Trump's base has managed to grow to a point that it is all encompassing. And you know what? This is a major accomplishment because Trump is not even a Republican. Trump is a classical libertarian. Tell me, have you ever or would you ever have imagined a Republican presidential candidate getting on stage with a rainbow flag and getting the entire RNC to cheer for the embrace of the gay community joining the Republican Party? The answer to that question is no. Trump is not a Republican. Trump is a conservative, yes. However, like I said, he is a liberal person. He is a libertarian, a classic liberal. Now, this terrifies the Democrats. And the reason that the Democrats and the media have gone and tried to divide this country as much as they have is because they realize that if Donald Trump manages to get the entire country behind him, it is over for them. And that is exactly what Donald Trump is doing to one degree or another. Whether you want to admit that it's happening or not, everybody all over this country is waking up slowly but surely. Now, I know this for a fact because A, black support historically only needs to be at 8% for a president to win the United States election, okay? Donald Trump currently has 16% of the black population supporting him. That means over the course of the last 3 years, people like Candace Owens, people like Kanye West, people that have put their necks out there and accepted death threat after death threat and stood up and spoke their mind anyway, has convinced an entire generation of people to walk away from the Democratic plantation. And Donald Trump summed it up best when he got on stage and said, "What else do you have to lose?" The Democrats, for years and years and years, have been playing the role of slave master, and they have done such a good job of brainwashing the masses that they don't even realize what's going on. All I have to do is point to communities like Chicago, for example, and it makes my case for me. These democratically ran cities are absolute cesspools. Look, for example, at Detroit. I lived there right when Kwame Kilpatrick ended up embezzling a crap ton of money and absolutely ruining the city's economy, destroying Detroit and turning it into an absolute post-apocalyptic landscape. Now, what have the Democrats done to help you? Absolutely nothing besides destroy your communities. And I'm watching it in my own community right now in Western Massachusetts. It is happening over and over again, and the people are blindly following like sheep. Okay? We are passing laws that's making it possible for criminals to be criminals. Okay? And I'm not talking about the guys on the street that are selling drugs, that are committing rapes, and doing all that shit. Like, yes, that's bad and needs to be taken care of. But why do we as Americans constantly turn a blind eye to the corruption within our own governments? Now, the real answer to these elections in 2020, as much as I want Trump to win, and Trump may be the key on a national level, we as Americans have to realize that the onus and responsibility falls to us and us alone. If we are constantly electing these Democrats into office and expecting different results, then yes, we are insane. Yes, we are insane. How can a state like I live in vote Democrat when half of the state, like Massachusetts, Western Massachusetts, hands down voted for Trump? Hands down, county after county after county after county. But if you look at the opposite side of the ticket, they voted Democrats in the local office. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Absolutely none. And the reason that this is possible is because the media, the establishment, the Democratic Party, and the Republicans are guilty of this for a long time as well, have done such a good job at destroying our communities, at destroying our families, that we have lost control and sight of all values that make us American. You see, Trump is a very smart man. He didn't go after just the Republican base when he ran for president. He didn't. He went out and he sought the black vote. He went out and he sought the Hispanic vote, which, by the way, is at a 32% approval rating. They don't want people coming here illegally. Think about this for a minute. If you're a Mexican and you do things the right way and you pay the $10,000 to come over here and you learn English and you go through the citizenship courses, do you really want your cousin Jose hopping the border and coming and sleeping on your couch for free? Hell no. Hell no. The thing is, there's no way for us to tell if the media is interviewing an illegal immigrant or interviewing a citizen in the United States. No way for us to tell. And they bank on this. And they use this to destroy the tribalism that makes us American. Our country is built upon diversity. And the only way to keep a country like that together is to have common ground. And for a long time, we had that. World War II, we had men, boys, lying about their age at 14 to go die for people they never met, storm a beach and get chopped in half by machine guns. There is no way the kids in America would do that today. And those children that lied about their age didn't do it because they love those people over there. They did it because they love this country. And they didn't want that bullshit coming to our borders. People do not even care about America enough to fight on our own beaches, let alone somebody else's if it came down to it. And that is because the tribalism that makes Americans Americans has been destroyed. And it's been done on purpose. And the movement that we have right now is breathing that life back into America. And the more bullshit they pull, like this impeachment, the more and more they wake up America. We are one step away from total destruction. And this movement is all we have. And people like me, people like these guys around that table at Big Y, we see this. And we know that as great as this movement is, as great as this president that we have is, right? All of that can be lost very, very easily. Who do we have to run in 2024, my friends? Are we not going to find ourselves in the same position the Democrats find themselves now? Everything has to change in the next 5 years. Everything. The entire system has to be broken, or we lose. Or we lose. There is no man that can unite the people like Donald Trump has. Absolutely none. And to be honest with you, he's done his job. Okay? He's managed to get more done in the last 3 years with everybody in the entire world trying to literally cut his neck off. And he's doing it because he loves this country. Okay? He's doing it because he had to. He knows that if he didn't run for president, all that wealth, everything that he fought his entire life for, his children, his grandchildren wouldn't be able to enjoy it because it'd be gone. Think about it. If you're a billionaire like Trump, why would you run for president? There's only one reason, and that's because everything you fought for is going to be taken from you, and you know it. You know it. It's the only logical explanation. So the question I have for you right now is, are you willing to set aside this political bullshit and understand that it's not about the man, it's not about Republican or Democrat, it's not about anything other than the future of this country and the idea of America? The Constitution doesn't make America America, okay? The borders of this country doesn't make America America. That flag doesn't make America America. What makes America is the will of people like you and me to die for what we believe in. Okay? Our forefathers in 1776 risked fame, fortune, freedom, because they had freedom, but they wanted true freedom, okay? They wanted the ability to forge their own destiny. And by God, I'm not going to let anybody take it from me. Sure as hell. And that's what this movement is about. If you're American, this movement's for you. It's not about Trump. By all means, it's not. Just a figurehead. I'll talk to you guys later. God bless, and have a wonderful day.